that gap of the service that's needed, the skill set that's needed to maintain all these systems is also something that is a business in itself. That's what DGM does. That's what we own. That's what we do. We focus only on the platforms that a broker needs and maintain it and configure it. The broker can, very rightfully, as you said, they can do the liquidity. They can do the set up the relationship with the banks and set up all the systems for liquidity provider. In the same way, the broker can also hire their personnel, but then people leave, people come. It's a whole, the human resources side of things with intellectual property, people coming and going, because it's a competitive market even for human resources. It's hard to find. There's a gap there. So that for me makes a whole lot of sense, and if you take any entity, there are certain things that the broker should focus on and some things that might make sense to outsource. And then again, it depends on how small or big the broker is. Like if you're a massive broker with like 500, 600, 700, 800 employees, developers and whatever it is, then you're big enough and you've got that, those resources in-house to do whatever you want. And I guess, in the long term, you do save because you custom build, whatever it is. But we're talking about very few rare brokers.
Yeah, in reality, an example, let's say a very big broker, which we know very well, everyone knows them. They were using a specific bridge provider, which it's their specialty. They know how to create the fixed APIs. They could actually bought the bridge by themselves because they are massive. But what they did, they kept on working with them until they developed their own system to close it down. And that is just one example. There is not more than 2 or probably 3 in the market nowadays. Even if you are the biggest broker, you cannot have everything in the same.
You can't do everything because at the end of the day, you do spread yourself thin.
You have to.
And every single little project that we're talking about, so in one entity, if you decide, the management decides, we're going to do this ourselves, we're going to do this by ourselves, everything in-house, whatever, every single one of those decisions is actually a little business in itself, which comes with, expenses and the requirements, to adhere to and to become successful. And then that also impacts your main business, your main flagship service.
You don't focus on the actual business because even if you are, as you said, we have the marketing for the retail and the sales at the same time. So marketing, that's something that you have to keep on focusing month in, month out. Same with the sales. You have the expos. In our case, that is more on a B2B level. But again, you have to be there.
Yes.
You have to show that. So shifting that focus as an entity, and when a company becomes bigger and bigger, we notice that worldwide, that entity cannot move, is not as flexible as the smaller companies are.
Right. Yeah, and that's also definitely the advantage that a small business has is its agility to maneuver. If you're a big company, and you've got many employees and you've got your processes and your policies in place, it's very difficult for you to change.
You just don't move. You don't move.
Like it's comparing this big container ship that needs to change direction versus a speedboat. You just swing it to the change it.
That is true. And because we are onboarding those brokers, like you have those groups that are coming as clients, and it's taking us 3 months to get all the documents organized, go through the connections and everything, and you're looking and you are amazed. You're looking and you say, how are these guys operating? Why is it taking them that time to set it up? When it's a new broker, you're speaking directly with the directors. In a week time, you have everything connected. They're ready to go live. They understand everything. But this is because it's a startup or a smaller one. The groups are like this. In all the industries, I believe, it's like this.
Thank you for watching. If you liked that video and you want to watch the full episode, it's available here. Remember to like, subscribe and share. It helps the channel.